that you weren't in our first meeting, and what I did was kind of put together a presentation to bring everybody up to speed on what we talked about, why we recommended what we recommended, and getting you in front of the right audience that you all want to be in front of to generate more insurance plans coming through on a monthly basis. Okay. So just to keep it simple, I remember meeting with Jim the first time. He was like, I do not know anything about the search engines for the most part.
Yeah.
And this is the search engine results page, and I actually used Dental Plans Florida as an example, so you can see the competitors that are showing up on the first page, and you guys do not show up in the search engine or in the pay-per-click area or on the organic side of things.
Okay.
And that's what we're here to help you with. So, as I explained to Jim, and how familiar are you on a scale, 1 to 10 on the search engines and how people appear the way they appear when you're on those?
Since I've set this up for several companies, probably about 8 or 9 on the search engines.
Good,
so
perfect.
I know about the whole pay-per-click campaigns and how to set them up. And
absolutely.
them up and
good, that way I don't have to go through a whole
tutorial. No, you don't have to go through all that. I know about organics and all that stuff.
Well, great. Then what I'm going to do is just go into the next slide. So by looking at Google, and I pulled these right from Google, and what I did was put in the key terms relevant to the dental plans that you guys were interested in appearing for, and doing some searches on my own and seeing what's going on in the activity out there. This is for, basically, there's different ad group ideas, and starting from the top, the dental plan, and then cost of dental, cheap dental, dental insurance. And then if you're moving over to the right, the next column is going to give you some examples of keywords, and then the average monthly searches. This was based, go ahead, what were you going to say?
Oh, on the bid.
Right, absolutely. So on the average monthly searches, what I did was I kind of wanted to see what it would be in a specific area, and then for the state of Florida. This was based off of Tampa, and my searches for Tampa. And going over to the suggested bid, that's what you would be bidding for your words. So moving on to the next slide. This is what I think would be very beneficial. I'm sorry it's so small, I was trying to capture it. This is where I think it's going to be very beneficial for us, and why our company, I think, would generate the activity and get you guys on the first page and have you have complete access and 100% transparency to what we're doing for you. This is our dashboard that you will have access to. In there will show you every keyword that we're running for you. It'll have the impressions for every time your ad's populated. It'll also show you the clicks, click-through rate, cost per keyword, and then your cost per click. Okay? There's several different tabs within our tracking. If you look along the top, there's summary, analysis, our call log. I'm actually going to show you the next one. These are an example of, I did black out the client that this is just for privacy purposes, but this is an example of a live campaign that we are currently running, and this was just a 1 month screenshot and showing of 38 calls, 752 clicks. But you can actually be able to see what those calls were, hear those calls, because we do record them.
You did call free numbers, is that all of them?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's all included inside our campaign.
Right.
What is this CTR?
That's the click-through rate.
Oh, okay.
So what that comes from is the amount of impressions that are populated, how many times have they clicked on your ad to the amount of impressions that were shown. Okay. Do you have any questions so far, Jim or Richard? Do you have any questions? Okay.
Now, do you charge extra for the numbers, to set up the numbers, the phone numbers?
It's $15 extra fee for the phone number.
Oh, for each one?
It depends. We could do a 1-800 number if you wanted, and then you could just have one number for all your different areas, or if you wanted local numbers, then it would be $15 per number.
Okay.
Going through the information I just showed you, looking at the keywords, what was recommended, and what would be important for you guys, and not just covering you on Google. As you see on here, we have Bing as well. These are the key phrases that we think are most relevant, and in the infancy phase of your campaign will start getting you the most activity and the most conversions essentially happening and driving people to your website. On the far right, these are just a couple sample ad copies that we decided to, put together for you. I know that you guys have the vision plan, and I just decided to include that in there just in case we wanted to do both. It just gives you an example of what it would look like. With the rate starting at $8.95, is that something pretty standard that you guys will continue to offer, or how?
Yeah, we've had those rates in effect since about 2008, I believe.
Okay.
And we're not able to change those rates based on the profitability of that particular plan.
Okay.
So, you know, unless our loss ratios just went through the roof, and then we could file with the state to ask for a rate increase.
Okay.
So those are pretty standard.
Yeah.
Okay. So all of this information.
That's a group rate too. Well, that's on Smile Card. $895 is on Smile Card, and then
Okay.
our master plan is at $995.
That's okay, we just do it from the smallest on out.
Yeah.
Well, right. That's. I mean, it's rates starting at $895,
Yeah,
so it
right,
kind of
right.
gives them a little teaser to get them
Yep.
interested. But I made a note of the $995, and we can have multiple ads running for you. We do the A and B testing, so we will test to see which ones are converting for you.
Okay.
And these again were just a couple examples, so we could actually see what the ads would populate on the first page of the search engines. So far, most of this was based off of doing pay-per-click, and just specifically speaking to pay-per-click. I know that originally when we talked, we also wanted to incorporate the search engine optimization side of things. And I'm just going to go ahead and give you guys these. This is going to talk about our search engine optimization. And ultimately what it has on the first page is it's giving you our executive summary, talking about our history and what we've done. And Richard, just to bring you up to speed on that, we've managed over 80,000 campaigns. This is not our first time. You can be assured of that. We have a parent company that is one of, and under that, we fall under that umbrella, but that parent company is how we are one of 19 S&B partners. I'm like tongue tangled there. And basically that's Google just recommending you to work with our company. On the next page, again, it talks a little bit about that, and then our SEO process. Our recommended key terms for SEO for your specific industry and your company is going to be Florida dental, individual insurance, dental insurance, and these are things that we can change if you guys find that there's a different keyword that you would rather populate for. But given that we were targeting, you know, Tampa and then potentially the state of Florida, I feel like having these key terms, they're, after doing the research I've done, they're the most highly trafficked key terms, and I think that it would make sense for you to be on those pages.
Okay.
Are you familiar with SEO too? I know you said you did.
Yes.
Okay, so the 1 through 4, that really is kind of an overview. The next page is our timeline for our deliverables and how we would implement your campaign, so you'll see exactly what you're going to be getting every single month, and you'll be able to forecast, you know, what kind of offers we want to put with the pay-per-click campaign based off of SEO. If we're putting out press releases this month, then we may want to really emphasize whatever kind of incentive you guys have that month. If it's going to be you're offering a new plan, $895 for a group rate, or you have something, like you said, for long-term healthcare facilities, based off of what's going on within your company, we can customize your pay-per-click to work very well with your SEO. Do you have any questions so far? Okay. The next page is going to talk about, it's basically going into our recommendation, and on the slide on the screen, it shows you that for dental insurance, we have 41 key phrases, and vision is going to be 31 key phrases. Our key performance indicators based off of calls, emails, click-through rates, essentially in a perfect world, getting people to apply for your plans right online, that would be ideal. We put together 2 different budgets, one, again, just focusing on the Tampa area, and then 2, focusing on the entire state. Based off of what you guys are comfortable with, the initial investment is going to be up to you. Looking at, let's just start with Tampa Bay. The maximum budget in this area, and you can see what the estimated clicks are going to be, would be $15,000 for you guys to cover, and pretty much in a safe way, say, show up 9 out of 10 times on the first page of the search engine. So that's something that, as you know, you never want to guarantee somebody 100% of the time. So that's where you would be very aggressive and dominating in the space. To do the state of Florida, to dominate it, would be about $25,000, but you get a substantially increase in clicks because we are covering over a much greater area. On this proposal that we put together, we did include SEO. For the SEO and just starting to optimize you in the local area, we recommended a $700 monthly SEO service fee. What that gives you is 5 keywords with 1 location. And then we have our one-time content placement fee for the $360. That's just the initial setup to get everything optimized within your website and doing the initial infancy phase of the campaign for SEO.
I have a question. You guys also use now different URLs. It's not just Argus Dental because you're rolling out the vision. You also own the URL to Argus Dental Vision. or do you just have an argusvision.com?
We pretty much redirect everything to argusdental.com.
Okay, so like
So-
that would still be, like, I didn't know if
Yeah,
there
we
would be a
don't have separate
disconnect.
websites or anything like that.
I wasn't
So
sure if
they'll-
there'd be like a disconnect when like you're looking at like a PPC where it's talking about vision plans and it says Argus Dental underneath, so I didn't know if there was a different URL for that.
Yeah, I mean, we can use the different URLs, but they're all gonna roll up to the same page.
Gotcha, okay.
For the redirect on the Argus Dental, that would be the URL that you would like to have optimized, correct?
I believe that's what we're using. Yeah, no, that's what we're using now. Because
Okay.
everything goes to that URL.
Okay, perfect.
So even if they, like, say, Argus Dental Vision,
Right.
it's just redirects
That's the
it.
main one in the map there.
Yes.
Okay. For your initial location, which area do you want it to be optimized? Starting out in the Tampa Bay area? Is there another market that you wanted to start, doing the search engine optimization?
Which market would you like to target?
Well, we're in right now, we're able to sell business anywhere in the state.
Okay.
But I think, we're just starting to get into the Orlando market and the Gainesville market, and those are kind of slow as far as from the commercial side. And this is what this is really for.
Okay.
It's the commercial side of the business. And I had a question on this. Is this the monthly?
Yes.
Okay. So to get this many, we're doing that per month or this per month?
Correct.
Okay. I would think probably start out with the Tampa market.
You like the Tampa?
What do you think? What are your recommendations?
Well, since we're not advertising in any particular market right now, it's just where do you think you could get the biggest bang for your buck?
Excuse
Which is the most populous market?
me. Well, we
that
get
you think you
individual business kind of from all over. So I'm thinking,